wonder how far I can go through a window after this review. Oh shit, is this thing on? What's up, y'all? This is OBB, the Diecast news guy, and welcome back to another NASCAR Diecast review provided by my good friends not only at Circle B Diecast, but I actually, if you guys saw my recent haul video of what I got from the Daytona night race, go and check it out because, my god, that race weekend was so fun. But this next car I'm about to show you is probably not going to be the most fun. In fact, I think it's going to piss a lot of people off, but hell, man, I have to get a quick shout out to my good buddies at Mead Motorsports because this is absolutely a great place if you're on a budget when it comes to buying diecast at the races. Great place to check out. They have a Twitter, or I'm sorry, an X. I don't know how that's going to work out, but great place where you can get this car for $9. Ironically, it is on. I cannot believe I'm actually bought this car. Chase Elliott's 2023 Llumar window film Chevrolet Camaro for the NASCAR Cup Series and Hendrick Motorsports. Now, you guys know my history about the Llumar window film car. I mean, do I even gotta remind you guys, like, what happened?
Where does blue come from? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it was a mouthful. Good memories. But, yeah, all I can say is, I actually, don't mind this car. Now, you're probably like, what the hell are you talking about, OBB? I thought you don't like the blue numbers, and this thing does have it. But I will give you guys my reasons when we get to the unboxing and the official diecast review of the Chase Elliott 2023 Llumar window film car. Alright, you beautiful blue-tastic bastards, we got this diecast out of its box, and yeah, this is definitely a big, and I mean an absolute game changer for the Llumar window film car. I mean, as you can see, we still have the blue number, which I know you're probably like, okay, well, I'm going to get pretty annoyed about that because it's so random. But there's something that is just different about this car that I actually kind of admire. For the longest time, I wanted more white on the Llumar window film cars, and we got it right here. I mean, this is kind of more of a simpler look, even though it kind of feels like it's all over the place. So I'm going to do everything I can to break this down for y'all because I know there's a lot of mixed feelings. I mean, I think, personally, in my opinion, this has got to be one of the most polarizing paint schemes out there in terms of, like, the diecast. Because some people like it, some people hate it. One thing I don't like, though, we got ourselves a pretty curvy-looking headlights. Yeah, that right there, I mean, that is the typical $11 quality that you'll get from the Lionel Racing cars. So, I mean, these things are mass-produced, so probably can't spec perfection, but just disappointed because, you can't really find that error unless you take it out of the box. But as you see, we don't have the colored Chevrolet logo, but we will coming up pretty soon with some of the newer releases, so glad to add that detail. Looks like we got a little bit of a gap right there in the windshield, so quality's not looking too well. But as you guys can see, I mean, this thing does have some nice details with the nice, gunmetal rims. And there is the blue number. The blue number, and with some decal overlap as well. I mean, probably get some Sharpie, but you can see where those little white lines are. Barely visible, but, like I said, quality does really suck. Man, look at all that blank space right there. My lord, don't tell Taylor Swift that. Oh, Lord, I just said that in a review. Yeah, I mean, I think the blue number is already starting to screw up your boy, but yeah, I remember Diecast Buffet reviewing this car. By the way, shout out to my good buddy Garrett. I mean, had chat with that bastard in quite a while. He did not like this car, and he actually preferred the predecessor of the Llumar car, which I actually did a rant review on from 2021. I did not pick up the 2022 car because it was practically the same thing, and I just did not like how they utilized the space on this. But for this year's, I will say the space utilization is a little bit better, but not by much. As you can see, there's still a lot of cramness right here. I mean, with the Coca-Cola logo, I mean, I'm glad to see we have a Coca-Cola logo. I mean, thankfully, that's not on a base, because Coca-Cola has been one of those iffy sponsors with NASCAR, but I guess it's fine with Chase Elliott. But, of course, this is probably the best time for me to review this car, because, as you guys know, this was, like I said, even if you don't like the paint scheme, I'm sure a lot of Chase Elliott fans are not going to like this car, considering that this was technically the car that was his last shot and his last resort to get into the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. And unfortunately, Chase Elliott came up short. It just wasn't meant to be, man. I mean, all I can say is that I'm not a Chase Elliott fan in any way, shape, or form, but I can sympathize with you guys because every driver has their bad season. And this year, it was with Chase Elliott and with Alex Bowman and anybody else who missed the playoffs last year. I mean, like Suarez, Cindric, Briscoe, Amarola. I mean, lots of guys who were in the playoffs last year, unfortunately, were not in this year's. But Chase Elliott definitely was a big game changer. I know majority of the fan base, mostly watches because Chase Elliott is the most popular driver in NASCAR. So, expect some views are going to be down, but it's not the end of the world because Chase Elliott is still going to be competing. He actually is still going to be competing for owners points and for the owners points playoffs. And that's pretty big because that's more money for the team. And I'm sure Hendrick would love to use that because the 24 and the 5 have been fast, but that 9 and the 48, I mean, I understand both of them had to deal with injuries, but yeah. But as you can see, this paint scheme is pretty much all over the place. And what I was trying to say to say why I sympathize with you Chase Elliott fans, because it happened last year with my boy Martin Truex Jr. I mean, he didn't have a good season, but look what happened this year. He bounced back up, and he's probably a good contender right now for these early picks of the for the playoffs, and might be a championship 4 contender, but knowing how these playoffs are, they are pretty darn unpredictable. But noticeable sponsors right there if you're a Hendrick fan. But I really wish that Llumar window film would I know they can't really change up the logo, but do like what they did with the throwback. As you guys know, the Llumar window film car was also the main sponsor for the Bill Elliott throwback, which I know a lot of people love, but this one is definitely different. If you are a big fan of like the Flames car that Jeff Gordon and William Byron used to drove, this is kind of like a nice little, I guess you could say like an MS Paint version of it, if you know what I mean. It's basically just a white background, which I don't mind the white background. I mean, it seems like Llumar window film probably took my advice. I said, hey, the reason why I did not like the blue number because it didn't go well with, which by the way, I'm showcasing you guys side-by-side comparison of this damn thing right here, the Llumar window film card. I said, by the way, look at that damn logo placement. Good Lord, that thing is, whew. I said I don't really like this because I don't like how the blue number works well with this paint scheme. I mean, sure, there's a nice gradient, but if this would have been white, then that would have been perfect. It seems like they took that idea and they said, all right, we're getting rid of all this color. We're just going to add white and keep the blue number. Now, normally I'd be ticked off, like that blue number's still there, but the blue number doesn't feel as random as it is on the 2021/2022 car. But this is going to be a very, very mixed diecast review. But as long as you guys are entertained by it, I mean, heck, that's the whole point of doing these diecast reviews. But I only got this because this thing was selling out pretty quickly at Daytona because, heck, I mean, I absolutely love when you, don't you just love that feeling when you go to a racetrack and they actually have the diecast that are there? I mean, I'm looking at those Ryan Blaney body armor cars that we had from Atlanta and Charlotte. So I'm glad that this car finally, I think this is the first time we ever got this car actually raced at a freaking racetrack. So about damn time. But it looked good under the lights, I will say that. But yeah, Chase Elliott fans are definitely not going to be happy seeing this car. But I can see why people don't like this because you got like these random lines right here, which are supposed to, I guess it kind of looks like someone forgot to like color like parts of the flame or something because it looks like it's an outline, but they just said that's too much color. So they probably did that so that way it doesn't interfere with the blue number. It is kind of all over the place. I mean, heck, we got to get Noah Sweet or Lefty Designs to actually create the Llumar window film car. Make that a thing next year, Henrik. Make that a thing because this is a work in progress. Is it the best looking Llumar window film car? In terms of next gen, or the Gen 7, whatever you want to call it, sure. But I really wish they would utilize the space right here where the wheel fender is because, I mean, it's just a flame. And again, we still have like some just random lines right here that's supposed to reminisce of a flame, but not really there. And the Napa Auto Parts logo is a little hard to read, but I do prefer this, as we're getting back to the comparison. Pretty much exactly the same. This is a window film company, so, I mean, heck, if you guys, feel free to comment below if you guys actually use Llumar window film, because, heck, I don't even know what kind of window film I use in my car. I mean, it came pre-installed, but I drive me a damn Toyota, so that doesn't correlate well with the Llumar branding. But, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this diecast review, and again, I mean, this probably will get released in NASCAR Authentics, but this is probably one I'd probably... I would probably get this over some of the reused cars that we had, like the Universe car. I mean, if you like the Universe car, go ahead, but I would still get this because it's a change. It's a change of scenery, and it's probably. I don't know if they're going to reuse the scheme again for next year, but if they do, hopefully they improve on it. But I think it's an alright looking car. But feel free to comment below what you guys have to share, as this is going to wrap up the diecast review of this. Of the blue number car. Well, just kidding. The Llumar window film car driven by Chase Elliott in the 2023 Hendrick Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet Camaro. And yeah, this has been OBB. See you guys next time on another diecast review. And yeah, Chase Elliott, baby.